come together, the best from all the league, to show them how to play and form a mighty team.
Good morning and welcome again to the GDFL Footy Show for the very last time in 2015. It's grand final day and boy are we excited. And as you can tell, well, the big fella looks a little bit silly today. Don't you worry about that. He's right behind Geelong's fabulous Magpies this afternoon. But last week, well, we saw the Geelong's fabulous Magpies. The North Geelong Footy Club came out in the preliminary final with a magnificent reversal of form from 2 weeks ago, and they played Inverleigh, and Inverleigh Hawks went down by quite a considerable margin, and unfortunately put an end to their 2015 campaign. But a great season indeed by the Hawks, and the Magpies, of course, advanced to the grand final to be played this afternoon up against the Belpost Hill Panthers. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and yes, once again, for the very last time in 2015, I have assembled some of the biggest names and brains in country football to eradicate, adjudicate, communicate, articulate, but not procrastinate. And of course, he first of all, the man who needs absolutely no introduction from hashtag Giddy Up. He is the mayor without the hair who pays for his very own Christmas tree. Johnny Mitchell. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Dick. How are you? Listen, I've got a bit of a problem.
What's that?
I stumbled over a dead zebra coming into the show this morning. You're not wearing it, are you?
We did that well in the rehearsals, didn't we? No, come up really well. That I enjoyed that. That's fantastic. And the other person who needs no introduction whatsoever, a regular on the show every weekend, does the Colts every week, and he's got a horrible looking Belpost Hill jumper on. He is the Lithuanian lover. His name is Alex Tagani. And Alex, good morning. And I've got a little bit of a story to tell. I reckon it's your 21st birthday.
It was on Wednesday.
It was on Wednesday, wasn't it? And I tell you what, just as a bit of a surprise, we've got Mum's come into the studio. She's got that, don't trip over the cords, Mum, for goodness sake.
We'll all be soon.
Mum's there with the balloons and the key.
Key to the house.
Key to the door.
We've got to sing happy birthday.
We can do that.
I snapped it.
Oh, that's all right. Everything's breaking today. My jumper's broken.
Thanks heaps.
But happy birthday, mate. 21st.
Yeah, 21. You wouldn't believe it looking at how young this face is, but yeah, I've hit the 2-1.
I remember when I was 21, I turned 22 the very next year. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Very nice.
Well, Mitch and I'll just sing very quickly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex. Happy birthday to you. Hip,
Hooray!
hip,
Hooray!
hip.
Hooray!
Anyway,
Happy birthday, Alex.
good on you, mate.
Well, I have a
Fantastic.
girlfriend now, mate.
Well, yeah, I remember you had your 21st on the Saturday, did your 22nd on the Sunday, didn't you?
That was it.
As an old. Now, after the game last week, I think we caught up with an interview. No, we didn't. We're only joking. We've been doing that all year, but it's failed this time. But I'll tell you what, Mitch, it's going to be it was a great game last week, the preliminary final.
I think it was the absolute ideal preparation for North Geelong, to tell you the truth, Dick. I'm a big fan of playing each week in finals. I don't think local footballers train hard enough to have a week off. And I think you'll find last year North Geelong had that week off and got beaten. And I just think it was an ideal preparation. You looked at the hard game that Inverleigh had the week before and the easier game that North Geelong had, and they really turned their form around. Got some new players into the side. Had a ruckman for a start. That helped. Put their best backman in the back line. That helped as well. And I reckon we're in for a cracking game today. And I just think that it was an ideal preparation for North Geelong. They've come out of it unscathed, and it'll be a great game.
Alex, I thought one of the best parts about the game from a North Geelong perspective, they had some options up forward with Parker. I think he kicked 6 or 7.
He's a good player, isn't he?
And of course Pittman went back into his form again. So they weren't relying on the one player all day.
Yep, so that's 8-6, combination of 14. Perfect option up forward. Yes, of course, it was fantastic to have Mick Allen for Inverleigh, but unfortunately the Hawks just couldn't quite get as much of a feed as their respective midfielders did.
Would it be fair to say, Alex, that the North Geelong midfield ripped a hole in the Inverleigh midfield last year?
I was putting it very lightly, but I think you've hit the nail on the head right there, Mitch. And I can finally see you between the cup and these balloons.
It's your 21st, mate. You're entitled. You should be the only face on the show this week. Should be you, Alex. To tell you the truth, and I know you'd love that.
Well, I know Rosemary sits up every Saturday morning waiting for Alex to come on.
Does she?
Oh, she reckons he's a bit of all right.
What about that trampoline you've got at home?
So,
New bed, that trampoline bed, yeah?
we did that gag last week. But we can do it again. Yeah, but we decided to trade the bed and the bedroom in for a trampoline. Yeah, Rosemary hit the roof.
Did she?
Yeah. I think we got more laughs last week. And you stuffed it up last week. Now, Mitch, the finals this year, we'll talk about the grand final this afternoon. you reckon the crowds have been just a little bit down?
I would have thought they would have been, Dick. I don't know. We'll have Neville on later. He'll probably be able to give us more of an idea. But I just think that the crowds will be on. Have been down a little bit. What's happened, Fenno?
You're up the river.
No, I was up the river.
Well,
What was I doing up the river?
I don't know, but I saw you.
Yeah, well, that's
I must have been up the river with you.
Yeah, it must have been. No, but the crowds have been a little bit down,
Yeah.
and I think we're in for a bumper crowd this week. I really do. You know, it's going to be 21, 22 today.
Oh, it's
Ideal
magnificent.
day for football, and there isn't much else on. We've got obviously the Ballerine are playing and the GFL, but really local football followers should come along and have a look at this grand final because I believe it'll be a classic.
It's great that they've stretched the grand finals out this year. There's no clashing whatsoever.
No.
And even though it's a replay of last year's again, it still creates a lot of interest. And in the reserves, we've got Inverleigh and the North Geelong Magpies.
Yeah.
They're going for a championship, the Maggies. They haven't lost a game all year. And not sure who's in the Colts, Alex. You'll talk about it a bit later on.
We don't have any GDFL teams, unfortunately, this year. But credit to Corio last week because to their St Joseph's and Port Arlington are playing with. To Corio's credit, they started in the bottom two and they won 10 games in a row. So that's a great effort.
Yeah, it is. But the reality to Corio and Port Arlington, St Joseph's and Port Arlington being in the grand final, it brings another group of supporters along.
That's a great point.
So that then swells the crowd again. You know, instead of just having 2 teams supporters, you've now got 4. So that makes a big difference, I think. And what it does, it exposes our league, it exposes the GDFL to parents that probably go along and watch the Ballerine and watch the GFL. So that's another good point.
I noticed too that I know the girls brought it up in the show before us this morning. Got a lot of different sides playing in the netball, so that's going to help the crowds immensely.
A, B, A and C grand final. I should have worn my Tommy Tiger top because the girls, they've had a mighty year, mate.
Maybe Donna might have slipped. I didn't see the show this morning. The girls might have slipped into one of their tops or something.
Well, let's hope they did.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, look. Obviously, we'll talk about the big game on this afternoon, and it's going to be pretty exciting. And we've got a couple of big guests on coming up. We've got the opposing captains of the North Geelong Magpies and the Belpost Hill Panthers coming up. We've got the president of the Geelong Industry Footy League, Neville Whitley OAM, coming into the studio as well. And Alex is going to talk everything about the Colts. So a big show coming up this morning, folks. Don't leave your TV. Go back and put a bit more milk on the Vitabrits, and we'll take a break, pay some bills, and be right back after this.
The kids are frightened of you, Dick. You just calm them down so you won't look that silly in the next segment.
All the women at home, you're only human, that's okay. Back after this.
To show them how to play and form a mighty team. The pride of our region with all our favourite sons. Never ever beaten, Australia's #1.